We didn't save towards our wedding.
I know it sounds crazy.
Like, we just lived paycheck to paycheck to pay for our wedding.
We're not doing anything tonight. We are just simply having sex.
I don't really step foot in the kitchen. I don't think it's the man's place.
Hey Deku Fam!
Hey Deku Fam.
Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back.
We thought it'd be really fun to do a get to know us Q&A.
Yeah.
There's obviously things that you probably don't know about us. And for all you
new people in the family. Yeah,
new Deku Fam members who now want to know things about us. So we're going to take it right back and we're going to answer your questions. You sent them to us via social media, Snapchat, Instagram, anything else?
Or everything that you
Oh yeah, YouTube, everything.
Facebook.
Yes. So, get to know us. Let's do this.
So yeah, do you want to read the questions?
Yep. Where did we meet?
So we met at university.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
We met at university. We both went to the University of Portsmouth.
Yeah.
We graduated in 2013. We met each other now, like, almost last year.
We met each other on the last day of our second year.
Yeah, and he was like, damn.
Something like that. No, we met each other through a mutual friend, and basically, long story short, we met each other last day of our second year.
Yeah.
We then came back. I had an event with a friend, and then Annabella went to the event, and actually she stayed behind at the end of the event. Obviously, can't talk to her. We went to now.
What are you trying to say? I'm checking for you or something.
I have no idea.
Okay.
We then went to Frankie's and Benny's with this friend. We were chatting.
Yeah.
Then now Annabella's someone I know who was in the library. So now she's in the library. I'm going to a lecture at 6 p.m. And then I said, look, we were actually looking through our Facebook messages, and I actually got the evidence of this.
Yeah, you asked me to look after me. You pursued me.
I asked her. I asked her, can you look after my
You imagine
my laptop, because obviously I had a MacBook. Didn't want this MacBook to go lost.
Why couldn't you take it to your lecture?
So now I came back, and then Annabella was just, you know how she likes to talk. So now she was talking and talking.
Okay.
Next thing you know, we hear this that siren that's like the library is closing. We were talking from 7 o'clock till
midnight.
to midnight, and we didn't even realize. And we're just enjoying the conversation, and our friendship started developing.
Yeah.
Now, as our friendship started developing, some of us caught feelings.
What?
Caught feelings.
Don't try it.
And then
you were hungry for me, G.
I got rejected. Annabella now said, look, she needs some time. I gave her some time. 4th of June, I asked her out, roses and everything, and then now, boom, we're married.
I know. How did that happen? Oh my God.
We have no idea.
Anyways, when was the moment that you realized you were made for each other or meant to be with each other?
I don't believe this whole made for each other. Okay, our process was very simple. Yeah. Okay, boy meets girl, boy likes girl.
Girl likes boy. No, I'm joking. Yeah. There's a lot more to it. You need to watch our How Did We
Meet video.
Yeah, and all our love series.
It wasn't like over.
It wasn't a moment where you're like.
Yeah, it was more like I saw her character. She obviously saw my character, you know, and then we just took it from there.
Yeah, I think we just did a lot of qualifying, and we realized that you add a lot of value to my life. I can see how I can go further with you than without you.
Actually, there may have been a moment because Annabella actually gave me up for Lent.
Oh.
And as she gave me up, I felt like, like why am I thinking about girl? Why am I missing this girl? And it was like, okay, something going on here, and then it made me want to pursue her even more. Yeah,
so I think it was just like he never gave up. I had to, no jokes.
Yeah, let's keep going.
No,
I don't even care if you just gave in. I broke the walls down, and I'm proud because I've got you as a beautiful wife.
Oh, I've got you too, babe.
Anyway, next question.
Right. How or when did you bring the God subject into the relationship? God subject?
Mate, God is not this little thing on the side,
seriously, okay, now it's been 6 months, let's bring him in, let him know that I'm a Christian. No, it was the way that we walk, the way that we talk, it was who we are.
But the thing is, it's funny that we're doing a conflict resolution series at the moment, because our first conflict was actually about God.
Our views on
because
God.
I came from a Catholic background, Annabella was just born again, did you get baptized at that point? No.
Yeah, probably.
No, you got baptized later. Yeah. So she was a born again, just gave her life and all that kind of stuff. And then now we spoke about it literally almost on like the second day. Yeah, the second day, and it was like, no. Yeah. What do you think about Mary? Like, you know. Like,
so many debates and disagreements, and I was like, this guy.
Like real arguments. Like it was raw.
It was full on.
Yeah.
But we just kept going, and then we started to bring alignment. You came to my church.
But then that's when, at that point in time, Annabella wasn't sure, so she
We took time out.
We took time out.
Yeah. We were just talking as friends. I was like, this guy is not someone, you know. But then, obviously, things changed. We grew more liking our views.
Yeah.
I learned so much from him about character and living for Christ and all of that. So it was really good.
Yeah.
And then that's how. So God was at the beginning of our relationship. He's at the forefront. You know, he's before us. You know.
Yeah. Come on.
So yeah.
We realize we talk a lot, by the way. That's why we're just trying to speed through this video.
Exactly. We're going very fast because we don't want it to be a long one, do you know?
Yeah,
okay, right.
Quick.
Did you wait to hear from God before you got married?
Yes. So basically, I was sitting there. And then this big voice. No, I'm joking. There was no voice whatsoever.
No.
Again, for us, we consulted God. Like, we prayed. We didn't get any red flags.
We didn't rush the situation. That, I think, allows you to hear from God about the situation. So we had a 6-month sort of getting to know each other phase where it was like intentional friendship where we knew this could go to a relationship. So in that time, 6 months is a long time, and you take time to listen to God, to assess the person's character, to see if you've got peace about the situation, to pray about the situation. But when things move quick, there's not even time to like.
But I think the question actually asking that they're asking is, did you actually hear from God? Because personally, I don't feel like I heard from God.
What do you mean audibly? Because God speaks through a lot of things.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't feel like it was like God said I should get married or God said I should pursue. For me, it was more of I was just not going with the flow, but I was just looking out for red flags. I was just like, is this someone I'm actually interested in pursuing? Is this someone I can see spend the rest of my life with? And I would just go in literally and just assess it as I was going along. My pastor actually said, rather than constantly waiting for God to just move, look out for the red flags. So for me, with Anna, I was looking at her character. I was like, oh, green flag. I keep going. She was a very nice person. I was looking at her when she was how she treated other people, because I think that's very important. It's how people treat people who don't actually owe them anything. So Anna had all the green flag. Tick, 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 tick. And now we're married.
For real. Like for me, I think it was just the pace that we went. We were special friends, what we called it, where it's like intentional getting to know each other for 6 months. And that's slow for me. Like usually I'm like, yup, you know, you're attractive, let's go. But with this situation, I was like, no, this is going to be the last relationship I'm in. So we took 6 months. In that 6 months, we had highs, we had lows. I was able to assess his character in all different environments. I was able to pray about it. I had dreams and all of this stuff. I don't think one moment was like, you know, this is the guy that you're going to marry. But a series of events and obsessing him and assessing him over time really showed me that this is someone who I can spend the rest of my life with. And I think after we made that decision, when we started dating, we've never looked back. We're like, yep. I called my family like, I know the guy I'm gonna marry, and this was day one of us dating. So
I think day one when we started dating was a day I knew I was gonna spend the rest of my life with her, and we could have got married at that point in time.
100%.
But what we did was we allowed, like, what was it, 2 years we were dating for? Just to go through the process, because I think sometimes process is very important. Like imagine if you got made a CEO tomorrow, like that would be great, but you need the process to become like, you know, a CEO of the organization. I feel like to get to marriage, we just allowed us to have a process of getting to know each other more in a more intimate way and appreciating the journey,
setting our roots deep. So all of that happened, I think, when we started dating, but we never looked back. We never once thought we're not going to marry each other because of the qualification that we did before and the what church do we go to?
We go to Hillsong.
We go to Hillsong. Hillsong's our church. We love it. So good. So good. What Christian artist do you enjoy listening to? That's me. I'll put it on and then he's like singing along in the background. I think I just would play the songs over and over.
So what are you listening to right now?
Right now I'm listening to Travis Greene. I can't remember the name of the song, but some powerful songs that he just released in his new album.
We'll put it at the bottom.
We'll link them all below in the bio, so check out our songs. Because we're so bad with names of songs. Even the Afro beats, like we are so bad.
It just plays in the background. We don't consult YouTube to see what it is. Anyway, next.
What's the best and worst thing about being married?
Ooh, best thing is that you have someone who can lift you up and just keep encouraging you. You got someone to go home to, someone who's always there. You know, and I think and when you marry your best friend as well, it helps so much. Yeah, we're literally best friends, so I think that's the best bit. Like just laughing together, vibing together, going through lows together, highs together. Yeah, it's just and conquering together. I think conquering together is actually what constantly keeps bringing us together. Seriously. You know, when you have those obstacles and you just keep conquering, I think that's what keeps pulling us together. Yeah, so we see that we're greater together than we were apart. We started with nothing. We were graduates and we're just here trying to find our first job. Now we're like, you know what? Now we're doing big things. No, we're not even there yet. We are still on the ground. You know? But yeah, there. So that's fun. The worst thing about being married is having to consult someone about everything. Like for me, that is the hardest thing. Like I'm so independent. I like to do my own thing. Submission is not your portion. No, I actually really enjoy it, sir. I love it, Lord. Okay, that's what I thought. You know? But for me, I think it's just you're still independent, but it's just like I can't even like book a holiday on my own. Gabes will be like, "Where are you going? Have you consulted the household? Have you consulted the spreadsheet?" Yeah. Finances. No, my money is our money. I think that for me is the hardest thing. Yeah. I think in marriage, there's no hiding. Okay? I think if you've got a character flaw, you know, sometimes it's okay to sit in your mess. Yeah. When you're married, you can't sit in your mess. You'll be told to get up, sort your life out, wipe those tears. It doesn't matter what happened, and just keep pressing on. But it's a good thing because it actually strengthens you, makes you a better person. But I think in the moment, it's actually very difficult. We're each other's worst critic. Like if you've been sitting there all weekend, like what have you achieved this weekend? We've got all these dreams, desires. Why are you just there? And like I'll ask him a question like, "Oh, was that done selfishly?" Yeah, it was. Like, "Oh wow, okay." Do you know what I mean? Sugarcoat? No. I see what you mean there. Yeah, that was wrong. We analyze everything, and I think that makes. Anna can't come to me and say, "Oh, babe, this person has done that," and I'm not gonna give her the answer that she wants. Yeah, he never does. She's always the problem. Yeah. Okay. How do you manage the pressure of having a happy relationship on social media? That is a really good question. Okay, for us, we just focus on making sure our household is happier than what we portray. Okay, and we don't actually care about the social media thing. To be fair, I used to care about what people thought all the time. And one of the reasons I was attracted to Gabes is because he does not care. He was stalking me day in, day out, and he did not care. And I'm like, babe, there's people, you know what I mean? We haven't decided if this is happening, you know, I'm Bible study leader. And he was like, I don't care. This is what it is. Yeah, so like, I honestly do not care about people's opinions whatsoever. Yeah. I don't care what people say. Yeah. At all. And I used to care so much, but now I'm getting there, aren't I? Come on. I don't care because I think, I don't know, maybe I'm going through more experiences and people are letting me down more. So now social media is not real. There are things that have been going on social media that is just mad recently. And for us, it's just like, let's make sure that our relationship is good behind the scenes before we put anything on social media. I won't even put a post about him or about our relationship if we're going through a proper trial. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. We just make sure that social media is not the end and be all. So we don't do things for the gram. We don't try and reenact all these kind of stuff. Oh babe, make sure you're happy. No, we don't care. We'll rather not put out a vlog, not post on social media if we have to force it. Because that's 1% of your life, social media. Like, we just want to make sure that we actually enjoy life, and social media is not life. So we do more behind the scenes than we do at the forefront. And it's just a constant checking yourself, like, because it's so easy to get caught up and think that that's reality and look at other people's pages and like, oh, theirs look so much better, this is happening, they look so happy. But then if we focus on what's actually happening behind the scenes and check each other, we're fine. What's one thing you wish you did more of in your dating phase? This is a good question. For me, it would be save. Because life is very expensive. And it's fast. Like, it's very fast paced. And I didn't expect to meet Anna this early. And I was at the stage where I was just doing what I wanted, just come out of uni, just spending money, and didn't really have money saved. So when it came to our wedding, it was like, okay, I got now get the ring. Everything costs so much money. It's like, okay, let's try and smash this out. But if I had a backing, there would have been less pressure. So I feel like, save a lot more. For me, it was definitely like set more boundaries. For those of you who don't know, we waited until marriage to have sex. And this is the first relationship where we did that, because in our previous relationships we did. So you can imagine, you tasted the juice and you're like, now the person that you love the most,
and you can't do it, it's like, oh my gosh. So we set boundaries like, oh, no sleepovers, no this, no that. But I think we need to be more strict with our boundaries, because sometimes you'd kiss and you just, how did that get there? Like, it was a bit much.
How did your hand slip there?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I think for us, we would probably, I think we wouldn't have kissed.
Yeah.
Whatever. Who is the first to apologise? I think we both apologise.
I think it's me.
You're the first to try to resolve the conflict, like let's talk about this, but you're not the first to apologise.
Okay, but then there's a difference.
You don't even like my apologies when I apologise, because you think...
it's too quick.
What do you mean it's too quick?
Sometimes, you know, oh sorry. What are you sorry about?
What do you mean?
Like,
you want me to sit on it? I've already thought about it. I understand that I'm sorry, like, but because I say, oh babe, I'm so sorry. It was the same
problem I had with you when we started dating. Like, you used to say, love you, but love you for what? Like, she love you. Like, she just says things so quickly because she likes to chat.
No, I mean it, and I've thought about it before.
Now, when I come with sorry, it's meditative.
So
and
you want
rationale.
Sorry the same way you do? Well, depth.
But
I've already thought about it. I'm not a deep person in general.
You are deep. But
anyways.
When I say sorry, I come with more of a heartfelt sorry.
No, you're just different people.
Babe, you just say sorry and then you act like everything's okay. Like when you have a process.
What do you want me to do? Like massage you, give you something? Like what do you want?
It'd be nice.
Okay, next time I know. Alright then.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I'll cook you.
But to answer the question, who's the first one to apologise?
Me.
No, it's me.
Anyways.
It's me.
Kids.
No.
You're lying on YouTube.
No.
Anyways. Does Anna do most of the cooking?
Of course, she's a woman now. She's not. I'm joking. Okay, guys, you can lower your blood pressure. Just forget the keyboard.
No, people think that I don't cook, you know.
Yeah, but she does
I cook and I cook well. I throw it down.
However, we've made decisions in our household, okay? I do not expect Annabella to cook all the time. Based on the things that I want in this relationship, cooking is not really the highest priority.
Yeah, that's why I married him.
I see the trade-offs.
Yeah.
We are working. Like, we don't just have 9 to 5 jobs. Like, our job, like Annabella was actually even working till midnight yesterday on her laptop. Now to say, babe, where's the jollof? Like,
no, Gabe just likes money.
Let's not lie. We've got to just keep grinding. Like, if she's not cooking and she's working and she's bringing home the bacon and we're both working and we're both grinding and then we can go out to a restaurant, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah.
But for some men, obviously, that's a higher priority. So know the person that you're marrying at the end of the day, and you know there's obviously compromise in relationships. So this works for us. But I do cook, and I throw it down.
Throw it down. And where I don't really step foot in the kitchen, I don't think it's the man's place. And I'm joking again. Get your hands off the keyboard. But he's good. He does what he can. I do what I can. Yeah. I do most of my meal preps because when I'm trying to shed some weight or something like that, I focus on my meal plan. I make Anna breakfast from time to time. This whole roles and responsibility things for us is all up in the air. We look at the task at the given time and then we just accommodate each other. So if Anna's busy, I might cook. If I'm busy, she will cook. And then we just kind of roll with the punches and attack the given problems. So
where are we both from? We're both born in London, in the UK, and we now live in the UK. But heritage-wise, I am half Tanzanian, half Nigerian. But I wasn't brought up with my dad. I knew of my dad. I had a relationship with my dad, but he passed away when I was 16. Before I was able to sort of build relationships with his side of the family and stuff. So that's why I talk more about my Tanzanian side. I was raised with my mom. I've been to Tanzania so many times. I speak Swahili, and that's why. So I want to get to know more of my Nigerian side, but it's going to take time.
So for some people who say, why don't you acknowledge your Nigerian side? Guys, if you deep it, someone has not lived with their Nigerian side. Yes, it's their blood, and yes, her dad is Nigerian, and yes, it may make her Nigerian. But imagine, even like Tarzan, he lived with animals and considered himself an animal. If she is born and raised in a Tanzanian household, she's gonna carry Tanzanian traits. She's gonna speak about Tanzania more. So guys, settle down. Me, I am half Ghanaian and I am half Ghanaian, making me
I was thinking, where was that going? Like, did I miss something?
I am 100% Ghanaian. But, you know, you could check out the family tree maybe, and then you might be other... I probably have some Indian hints. the hair.
But even though we were born in the UK, we really embrace our African culture.
Well, we try to.
Yeah, we try to as much as we can. Compared to some of our friends, we're not even African, but we try. Like, we want to know all of who we are, and part of that is the fact that we're black, the fact that we're African, we're a minority in the UK, but we want to represent. Do you know what I mean? We'll educate our colleagues about our culture and our heritage because it makes up who we are. So we always play Afro beats. We're always doing that kind of stuff because we're proud of where we come from.
There's more to Africa than Afro beats, you know?
I know. The foods, we're still getting there with the foods and all of that stuff. But like, you see Africa come through in terms of the way that we dress, the way that we talk, the music that we play, because we are proud.
Yeah, we are proud.
Yes. Would you ever move to Tanzania or Ghana?
I don't know.
I don't think we would.
Like, it's nothing. It's something that we haven't really even thought about.
Yeah, I think we'd have holiday homes there because we want our kids to go there. We want to them to get to know our extended family and stuff like that. But I don't know.
We're happy in the UK.
I think the UK is
but
home.
I would like to be a non-dom.
What's that?
A non-dom is someone who hasn't got any residence anywhere.
Really?
And it's just we're just going.
Oh.
But I think we'll probably do that maybe in the later years when the kids are in school. We'll just have no residency.
Yeah.
Every couple of months or so, we're just out, going, flying, doing what we're doing, living our best life at the age of 50, 60 years old. Yeah. Before we
living in Africa would be a big culture shock for us because we're born and raised in the UK. But we'll do it. We're going to Tanzania this year. We're going to Ghana this year. So, like, this is just the beginning.
It could be a shift in the season.
You never know. But we do feel called right now to London.
To the UK.
UK, yeah. Was it hard saving for your wedding? This is a big question.
Yeah, like we didn't save towards our wedding.
I know it sounds crazy.
Like, we just lived paycheck to paycheck to pay for our wedding. We went through a process where we were just being very minimal as we were preparing for our wedding. And
Gabes lived at home, so that means his whole salary could go towards the wedding. I was renting with my sister in London, and so we had a lot to go to the wedding.
50% of Anna's salary went towards the wedding.
And then we got promotions during that time. Yeah. People were blessing us. So I know you see the lavish wedding. It was literally a testimony to God and His greatness, because it doesn't make sense that we didn't save. It doesn't make sense that we're able to have such a great wedding. But we were, and
it was such an enjoyable season.
Yeah,
because
it was so good.
Because a lot of people delay marriage because they haven't got the finances and stuff. But when you step forth and you just believe that God has called you together, you would just see the heavens open, and then you would just see Him pour out a blessing so much that you can't contain it. Yeah. And for us, we saw God move in so many different ways.
That year was the maddest year in terms of seeing God come through financially. So that's how we're able to afford our wedding. Does Gabe struggle to be transparent with you if he's struggling?
Before I did, I grew up with a mindset of you have to bottle everything down, your man, take it. I don't even know where I got it. My mum didn't even say that to me, but I just think I just adopted this character that I have to be strong. Yeah. So I used to just be silent, but I think Anna has made the household very welcoming and helped me open up a lot more. It takes so much time to do that, so much patience, so much grace, and it's just a journey. And I think only now, actually even now, it's still hard sometimes. Yeah, I have my moments. He has his moments where he just doesn't want to talk about, and I'm like, okay, God, give me the patience to allow him to talk in his time. But yeah, he used to struggle, but I think I set the tone that, anything that you say to me is private and confidential. I'm not going to judge you in the future for the things that you say. And we're both struggling with things. You just have to set that environment. And she doesn't challenge my masculinity when I tell her something. So it's not like, oh, I'm not a man, or why are you getting emotional because of X, Y, Z. No, she actually allows me to express myself emotionally, and it allows me to talk my thought process to her, and then she's able to give me some wisdom, make me feel better, pray about it, and things like that, and other stuff. How do you keep a balance with everyday life? It's very challenging because we live a full life. We have a lot of things going on. And we just try to, first of all, remove the word balance, because I don't believe that you can ever have a balance between all the different things. There's seasons, right? There's seasons for everything. Sometimes these moments are like, our marriage might be really good, but then we might be slacking in, I don't know, like meeting our friends and family. And sometimes YouTube is good, really good, but then our work, we're not spending enough time there. But we just try not to drop the ball 2 consecutive times. If we realize that something's slipping, we might drop something for a little bit, go and sort out that, and we're just trying to make it work. And I think everything's just a conversation. As long as you're aware that the balance is maybe off, not even
balance. But yeah, as long as you're aware that, okay, right, this is a season where work is taking priority. I might not be home early every night. This is what this is just a season that we're in, and we have that conversation rather than being, you know, I come home and then Gabes is just like, oh, I'm still at work, babe, all week, and we haven't acknowledged it as a season that we're in. I think that's when the problems come, because the expectation doesn't meet reality. But if we explained it to each other and we talk throughout the process, I think it's fine. And it does get overwhelming, and sometimes we have to tell each other, like, Anna, it's not good for you right now.
This is the reason why we enjoy our holidays, because our holidays is like a reset, and then when we come back home, we're able to say, okay, what is the priority for the next X amount of months until we go on our next holiday, and then we just kind of prioritize that at that given time. And it's just understanding each other. As long as we're both on the same page about 100%. What's happening, it's perfectly fine. So life might become overwhelming when you two are not on the same page, and then everything else is... So we kind of have short sprints, maybe like a month or 2 months, sort things out, label our season, handle that season, go on holiday, come back, reset.
How do you both pursue separate things and not neglect each other?
Everything, like Anna just said, is a conversation. So I don't believe that Anna has a thing that is not my thing. If Anna has a thing, I'm right behind her. I am supporting her. I make it my thing. I ask the questions. I try to understand, and I believe it as if it's mine. Because I believe that when you come into marriage, you become one, and everything that you have becomes each other. I know some people don't believe that, but for us, that's how it works. Like,
how do you both pursue separate things and not neglect each other? This is so good.
It's good, but
for us,
everything's
intertwined. We feel like it's, we're pursuing separate things. Are we pursuing separate things? No.
Yeah, we are. Like, for example, you work in a different job, I work in a different job.
But it all comes under the vision, because we both know why we're here, and it's to build something that's greater, that is under the Deku vision, right?
Yeah, definitely. And we just both basically support each other 100%, get behind each other, make sure that we're encouraging each other. So regardless of what Anna is doing or what her vision is, I'm actually helping her do that. Likewise, she's helping me, and it all contributes towards the overall the overall arching Deku vision.
Because for us, when we first got together, I don't think we were exactly on the same page. But through communication, it's like gone from there to this because of the communication. Because Gabes keeps talking about the vision of the house, so we're refining it and we're going in the same direction. We personally don't believe in, like, me going there and Gabes going over there, and then it's like there's no communication. Sometimes Gabes will tell me, no, you're not pursuing that right now, or no, that doesn't fit into our vision. And that's
the same thing. Anna also challenges me on some of the things that I want to do, and be like, but we said that this is our vision, this is where we're going, and we just challenge each other and we refine, because we want to achieve the greater things for our marriage rather than trying to pursue our own thing sometimes. So we just make sure that what we're pursuing is achieving the overarching Deku vision.
I think there's so much power in unity. I know some people want to get married and then still do their own thing, but that's not what marriage is about. You're powerful together. What you do should be aiming for something that's together rather than separate. So that's our stance on the matter. As a married couple working 9 to 5, how do you spice up marriage or sex? We didn't think we'd ever get to this point, but we've set time. Sometimes we're like, we're not doing anything tonight. We are just simply having sex, just relaxing and doing what we need to do.
Because we have very full schedule.
And you do feel old when you say that, but it's so good because you're actually so relaxed. You've got nothing else planned. You finished your work on time. So intentionality for us really keeps things spicy.
Yes, and again, communication as well. So communicating when things are a bit off and what you actually need. And we actually enjoy having breaks as well. That allows us to reset, like we've said.
And Gabes tells me, like, I tell him what I like about his physical appearance. He tells me what he likes about my physical appearance. So, you know, he gets his hair cut every single week, and I'm like, yes, honey, that's my kind of man. And he tells me, like, oh, I like it when you look tidy. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm the type that's just like, oh, you know, sometimes, but I can't get offended by things like that because that is what my husband likes. So let me do it.
We try and keep it as real as possible. Like, even in the bedroom, I'll be like, oh, babe, I like it this way, you know. I like it when, you know, babe, like, that's dead. Like,
don't try that again.
You tried, you
tried but failed. By the way, how do you both manage your money? We have our pay go into a single joint account. Then all the bills transferred to another account where the direct debits come out of.
Yeah.
And then we have our own Monzo account, which is amazing, which we put an equal amount into the Monzo to survive for the month, then the rest goes into savings or whatever. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, we just...
Regardless of our pay.
Yeah, regardless of our pay, regardless who earns more, whatever, we just believe in being equal in our relationship, so we pay each other the same amount, and then we have our direct debits in a separate account, and that's
how we do it.
That's how we do it. We actually have a video about how we manage our money in more detail. If you want to see that, we'll link that below. How
did you guys afford your wedding and to get on the property ladder at the same time?
Woo.
Mad thing. That's what I'm saying, that year was crazy.
Mad.
Crazy, like, guys, but I don't know, like...
This might have to be a separate video.
Yeah, it might actually.
Like, yeah.
It's real.
It was real.
But the thing is, like...
All we can say is that Jesus is Lord.
Jesus is Lord, guys. Seriously. But, I don't know. I work in sales, guys. So in sales, you make a deal and you get paid for that deal. And working
in finance as well, you do get a bit of bonuses with work, and that help. But that does not beat the way that Jesus works.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's probably not even going to work in the same way this year as he did last year.
And the thing is, sometimes we may not, we want to share the ins and out of what Christ did as well, but then sometimes people try and just expect him create a formula and expect him to work in the same way for them. All we need to know is that Jesus is Lord, and if he did it for us, he can do it for you also.
He might do it in a different way.
And that's okay. But we just have to not make sure that we don't try and box God into this kind of rules, like formula that he does it in this way, he did it for them in this way, and now I'm going to copy them. And then when we don't get it in the same way, we get disappointed. All I'll say is believe for more.
And he has a different plan for every single couple. So for us to share the ins and outs and details, sometimes that's not
even worth it.
It's not even
and
worth
it will do you guys the injustice.
100%. So that's basically it. And the last question is, what's the first thing that you do when you get home?
I sit down.
He sits down. I like to get everything done before I sit down. So then that's the way.
And then when I sit down, then I get up and then I start doing everything else.
He has a moment for that.
I have to reset and readjust.
I found that really difficult at first because I was like, why are you not helping out? But for me, I need to like make sure everything's in order and then I'll sit down.
Because the thing is,
I will never get back up.
The reason I do what I do and I sit down, because I see it as like I'm resting, because I'm actively resting. Anna will, run around the house, do everything, to sit down and fall asleep. But then you haven't really, for me, although you're sleeping and resting, it's like you haven't, I don't know, done a bit
of enjoyment. That's basically it. Don't try and make yours better way than mine, you know what I mean? But anyway, guys, we hope you know us a bit more now. That was fun recording, but we gotta get out of here. Make sure you're part of the Deku family, and we'll see you at the next video. Bye!
Peace!